Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. Water on the Chair by Lawrence Maxwell. In a certain large hospital, there were 4 call boys. Their job was to help the patients in many little ways, and they sat on a bench in the entrance lobby waiting for the patients to call for them. This bench was upholstered with leather. Call boys had sat on it for so many years that it had been pressed into 4 hollows, each just big enough for a boy to sit in. One day, Charlie, one of the boys, was called away to help a patient. While he was gone, the 3 other boys put ice water in the hollow where he sat, then leaned back gleefully awaiting his return. They waited and waited, but for some unknown reason, Charlie did not come back. While they were waiting, an elderly patient by the name of Mr. Thomas entered the lobby leaning heavily on his walking stick. He did some business at the desk and then started back to his room. On the way, he walked past the bench where the boys were sitting and paused a moment to talk to them. "What fine-looking boys you are," he said. "When I think of all the juvenile delinquents that roam the streets these days, it wasn't that way when I was a boy. But you young fellows, so upright and noble, so willing and helpful, it's a pleasure to be in the hospital with you." The 3 boys blushed. "Yes, it's a pleasure indeed," Mr. Thomas went on. "But boys, just walking down to this lobby has made me so weary, I can't get around the way I used to when I was a boy. I wonder if I couldn't sit in that empty place on your bench and rest a while." "Oh, really?" said Billy, jumping up in alarm. "Sure, we'd be glad to have you, but, wouldn't you be a lot more comfortable in one of the other chairs?" "We'd be glad to get you a chair, really we would," said Bud, also on his feet by this time. No, don't bother," said the elderly gentleman. "It would be an honor to sit with you." And before the boys could stop him, he had sat down in Charlie's place. "Yes, what dependable boys you are," he repeated. "What dependable—" He stopped, and the boys noticed a strange look come over his face. They saw him feel beneath him, and they sat petrified as he leaped from the bench with a speed they would have thought impossible, peered down at the seat, then swung around and headed for the manager's office, waving his stick before him. "Where's the manager?" he sputtered. "Those wicked boys, those pranksters, putting water on chairs so old gentlemen will wet their clothes. Wait till I report them. They ought to be fired, every one of them." One of those boys, now much older, told me the other day that they almost did lose their jobs. The manager was so annoyed when he found out. And it was a long, long time before they played a practical joke again.
The story you have heard today is from Guide's Greatest Stories, written by various authors and compiled by Randy Fischel, and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.